Oh, we're live. We're on. Go show your face. There, no one's on yet. Oh. Wait a second.
Intermissions are always hard to get everyone back. Okay, well, I would like to introduce Brianna Hybrid. She has been directing and leading these kids in this play this year. So I'd like to bring her up and she can say here.
Thank you so much for coming. The last 5.5 weeks, the children have been practicing a version of the play called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. If you've never read the story before, it's a short 100-page novel written by a woman named Barbara Robinson. And it is by far my favorite Christmas book that I read to my kids every single year. So this is not the full play. This is an adaptation of the play. But the premise of the play is that there are 6 misfit children that end up in the Christmas play. And the gospel gets preached to these kids. And the message of the play is that sometimes people who come into church aren't necessarily the people we want to come into church. And the message at Christmas is that those are the people who need to come into church. And so we want to spread that message this Christmas season. So without further ado, the best Christmas pageant ever.
The Hardens were absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world. They lied and stole and smoked cigars and talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down schoolhouse. It was a terrific fire. Two husbands and 2 boys were in the old volunteer fire and the 5,000 donuts sent up from the Dixie lunch diner.
The donuts were supposed to be for the firemen, but by the time they got the fire out, the donuts were all gone because the herdmans got it. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the fronts of their shirts.
How did you give kids a lecture about playing with matches? Turns out those the neighbors had been pestering Mr. Shoemaker to do something about it. They told us to stop fall down anyway, so they said the fire was a blessing in disguise.
That's always been the only good thing the herdmans ever did. But if they knew it was a good thing, they wouldn't have done it at all.
I was always afraid of anything herdman, and what I did was stay out of her way. You couldn't do it if you were very pretty, or if you were very ugly, or if you were very smart, or if you were very dumb, or if you had anything unusual about you, like red hair or double-jointed thumbs. But if you're medium kids like us, and you kept your mouth shut, you did okay. Of course, anyone could tell Imogen was just like the rest of her herdmans. She never learned anything either, except for dirty words and secrets about everybody. It was no good trying to get secrets on the herdmans. Everybody already knew the awful things they did. You couldn't even tease them or holler, "Your father's in jail," because they didn't care. Actually, they didn't even know who or where their father was. When the youngest around them all, Gladys, was 2 years old, he climbed a railroad train and disappeared. Nobody blames him. Mrs. Herdman worked double shift at the sheep factory and wasn't home much. So that pretty much meant that the Herdmans looked after themselves. The big ones taught the little ones everything they knew. And the proof of that was that the meanest Herdman of all, Gladys, the youngest. We figured out that they were headed straight for you-know-where, by way of the state penitentiary, until they got themselves mixed up with the church, our mom, and our Christmas pageant. When Mrs. Armstrong fell and broke her leg, Mrs. Crowley was put in charge of the Christmas pageant. Our Christmas pageant isn't what you call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg is the only thing exciting about it. The script is standard. It is the stable, the shepherds, the star, and so is the costumes, and so is the casting. The little kids are angels, the older kids are shepherds, the oldest boys are wise men. Elmer Hawkins, the minister's son, husband Joseph, was long as I can remember. One of the Wendell twins, Alex or Tracy, is always married because they are so neat, clean, and utmost holy looking. But none of us can tell them apart. All the rest of us, so the angel choir, lined up in front of the hut and then they actually sing part. But this year is famous, thanks to Charlie Bradley.
Leroy, you took my dessert again.
Oh yeah, prove it.
It's okay, you can have it. I get all the dessert I want at church. Every Sunday, chocolate cake, cookies, ice cream, anything we want.
Who gives it to you?
The pastor.
And take over our Christmas pageant. Our father said that somebody better lock up the women's. At the first meeting, my mother started about asking for volunteers. I know that many of you would like to be there, but of course, we can only have one man. So I'll ask for volunteers, and then we'll all decide together which girl should get the part. That's pretty safe to say, since only people who ever raise their hands were the wedding princess. But this time, they just sat there, chewing on their hair and looking down at the floor. and the only person who raised her hand this time was Imogen Purdy. Do you have a question, Imogen?
No, I won't be married. And Rob here, he'll be Joseph.
Mrs. Bradley just stared. She couldn't believe this. What she didn't know was that Emma Jean had bullied Alice and Tracy into being married, into letting her be married.
You want us to kind of leave her, Joseph?
No, being a minister's son, almost always Joseph.
Not always, remember?
What are you talking about?
Remember one year you paid me $10 to be Joseph.
I'm gonna be married in this thing this year. One of us is always married. Yeah, every year.
Not this year. I'm getting married. If you two still so far down, I'll stick a wet ring so far down your ear. You'll have a wet ring bush sticking out your all spring.
The only ones who volunteered to be wise men were Leroy, Paul, and Ollie Burton.
What can I be? You can be a wise man. What's that? I think it's some kind of king.
I want to be one of those. Can I be a wise man too?
Sure. Why not?
What can I be?
I don't know. What's left?
The angel, the Lord, and the living produce the shepherds. That's it. I'll be the angel. I can be a shepherd. Of course you can. You're always a shepherd.
I don't want to be a shepherd either.
Well, why not?
Gladys Bergman hits too hard.
For heaven's sake! Both you boys are being shepherds. Actually, all you boys are being shepherds. And that's the end of that. There's my mother. Stuck in the Christmas pageant full of hurricanes in the main road. Some people said it wasn't fair for a whole family that didn't even go to their church to barge in and take over our Christmas pageant. Our father said that somebody better lock up the women's group silver service. Mother just said she'd rather be in the hospital than Armstrong. She really didn't want to do it.
But then Saul brought a pot of coins, sent it to Mrs. Armstrong, and told her what was going on, and she nearly fell out of the bed, hats and all.
said that if she had been helping around, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. Our mother agreed.
This made Mrs. Crowley so mad she couldn't think straight. If she'd been up around, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. That woman, she must be surprised the sun still comes up every morning without her to supervise. Helen Armstrong's not the only one alive who can run a Christmas pageant. But I made up my mind to do the best I could under the circumstances. But now I'm going to make the best Christmas pageant ever. I'm going to do it with the herdsmen. After all, they are the only ones who raise their hands.
Good for you. I'll leave it up.
Really?
Yeah, you got one of my brothers for the supper, but not this one.
Kids, time to rehearsal. So Miss Crowley called the first rehearsal. Everybody shut up right away for fear of something awful the herdsmen might do. They one had already Uncle Charlie right here, and one little girl yelled as loud as could by.
Mrs. Bradley said she was going to ignore everything but blood. And since Charlie wasn't bleeding, and neither was the little girl, nothing happened.
But even so, right away Miss Crowley ran into trouble.
Who are the shepherds? Where did they come from? What's an inn? What is an inn?
It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
What people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, Mary and Joseph.
Why?
I don't know. What happened first? Start at the beginning. The thing was, the herdsmen didn't know anything about the Christmas story. They knew that Christmas was Jesus' birthday, but everything else was news to them. The shepherds, the wise men, the star, the stable, the crowded inn. Some others said she better begin reading the story from the Bible. It was a pain in the neck for most of them. We already knew the whole thing backwards and forwards.
Mary and Joseph is its spouse, wife, being great with child.
Pregnant? Holy girls! I don't think it's very nice to say that Mary was pregnant. But she was. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant in church. I better tell my mother. Tell her what? So your mother's talking about things like that at church. I was pretty sure she would too because she's the one to be married. There was so much I could do about it at his house. Wish I did, and she yelled, ah! As Mother told the story, one of the herdsmen would always yell, what's that? Whenever they didn't understand something. What's that?
You mean there wasn't any room in the inn? Not even for Jesus?
Well, after all, they didn't know the baby was going to turn out to be Jesus.
You said Mary knew. Why didn't she tell them? I would have told them. Boy, would I have told them. Joseph, why didn't he tell him? Her being pregnant and everything.
What was that thing like the baby in the manger? Is that like the bed? Why would they have a bed in the barn?
That's just the point. They didn't have a bed in the barn, so Mary and Joseph had to use whatever they had. What would you do if you had a newborn baby and nothing to put the baby in?
We put Gladys in the dresser drawer.
So there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else. Mary and Joseph used a manger, and mangers like this wouldn't be soft for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
What?
You read about it. She wrapped it in wadded up clothes.
Wadded clothes. Long ago, people used to use big pieces of material and wrap the babies in it tight so they couldn't move. It made the babies feel cozy and
Why didn't Mary get to name the baby?
I named him.
Joseph didn't take the baby either. God sent an angel to tell him what to name the baby.
I would have named him Bill. What the angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus.
Just go to the bathroom and answer her.
So she said, yes. But then the Wendell kids had to open their big mouths. We know what the angel said. She said, his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace.
What? He'd never get out of first grade if he had to write all that.
So, with Mother telling the story and explaining it to the herdmans, they were really interested in Herod. That when Herod planned to put baby Jesus to death, Imogene explained,
You've got to be lying. He just got born, and already they're out to kill him.
We figured they were interested in Herod because they liked him. He was so mean he could win their ancestor, Herod Herdman. They wanted 72 Herods they could beat up on him. I didn't understand the Herdmans. You would have thought the Christmas story came right out of the local police line.
I think it's the only time I ever wished for another brother. We could have really given Herod a piece of our mind.
Yeah. They got so involved that they wanted bloody in to Herod and worried about Mary having a baby in a barn and called the wise men a bunch of dirty spies.
Yeah, dirty spies!
Break it up!
Mrs. Bradley finished the story, and we were finally through the first rehearsal.
The second rehearsal was even more exciting than the first. Miss McCarthy called the fire department and smelled smoke in the woman's washroom. It just turned out to be Imogene smoking cigars during the rehearsal. While everybody was milling around, the applesauce cake that the ladies on the follow committee made burnt up. I think the quite warm, windy, blue ribbon, spice, and ice applesauce cake. It is ruined. I've been perfecting this recipe for years. The person inside was ruined too.
I just heard about the fire.
I wasn't expecting to find a cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Honestly, ladies, there was no fire. Don't you know cigar smoke when you see it?
Maybe this is a bad idea.
Yes, most definitely a bad idea.
When the Lord said to suffer the little children, I'm not sure he meant the herdmen. Just call this whole thing off.
Not on your life. This is gonna be the best Christmas pageant ever. I'm gonna do it with the mermaids. Wait, Reverend Hawkins, I'm not done yet. What are you doing?
Putting on a Christmas pageant with the herdmen. Duh.
What if nobody even comes to watch it?
They'll come. You'll see.
Will they? And if they do, what will they come to see? We haven't even had one full rehearsal yet. This might yet be the very first Christmas pageant that Joseph gets in a fist fight with the wise men. And Mary runs away with the baby.
Mother was wrong. Everybody came. Everyone wanted to see what the herdmans would
The night of the pageant was the usual big mess all over the place. Baby angels getting poked by other baby angel things. Grumpy shepherds tripping over their costumes.
I just knew some people go wrong. At 7:30, everything's settled out and I'm happy.
I think being an angel is just glorious. Only I feel a bit itchy. It's okay to be uncomfortable. You'd be safe if you did it for Jesus. Do you think real angels halo fit for here? I always get so nervous for the Christmas pageant. I keep reminding myself Mary must have been too, and somehow that helps. I think you're right. Mary was only a teenager when Jesus was born. Oh, you not.
angels every good tidings tell. To us above witness, our Lord Emmanuel. We were finished singing "O Little Town of Bethlehem," Ralph and Imogen were there. Only for once when it comes to the door pushing each other out of the way, they just stood there. I guess thinking if they weren't sure they were in the right place I guess it's because the spotlight and the church being crowded with people. They look like the people you see on 6 o'clock news, wrestling some strange, ugly place full of rocks and sand. It's surprising me that this must have been how it was for the real Holy Family. Stuck away in a barn, but didn't really kind of go up and they would have been very neat or tidy. Even if more like this cares and distance. I don't think it's very nice to put baby Jesus into that call it. Is it hoping that I call it? No, Jesus didn't have to call it. We could have had the greatest new son of baby Jesus if one of us were married, but Mrs. Brady wasn't sure about Imogen. Imagine birthing a real baby like that. No real baby ever needs an Imogen's doing. Then Gladys came from behind the angel chorus, pushing everyone out of the way so they on everyone's feet. She made the most of it. Hey! I see you, a child is born. Then the wise men came in. What have they got? I don't know, but whatever it is, we almost dropped it. I just knew that would happen. I bet it's something awful, like a burnt offering. Well, they did burn it, but they hadn't burned this yet. It was a ham, and right away we knew where it came from. The church charitable works committee gave out food baskets at Christmas, and this was the person's food basket ham. I bet they stole that. The Perkins never in their lives ever given away anything except lonesome ham. So you had to be impressed. When it was time to leave, the herdmen didn't or did not want something to do because they just sat there and there was nothing that we could do to get them to move. They are ruining the whole thing. As a matter of fact, Alice, it makes perfect sense for the wise men to sit down. They had come a long way. As for ruining the whole thing, it seems to me that the herdmen had improved it a lot just by doing what came naturally, like burping the baby, for instance, or cooking a ham and make it better present than a lot of perfumed oil. I was wishing for the peasants to go on with the herdmans and try to see what else they would do different. Maybe the wise woman would tell Mary about their problems with Herod, and she would tell them to go back and light their heads up. Or maybe Joseph would go with them and get Herod once and for all. I didn't notice Imogen at first, but when I did, I almost dropped my hymn book. Imogen Herman was crying. In the candlelight, her face was all shiny with tears, and she didn't even bother to wipe them away. She just sat there, awful old Imogen, and her cockeyed bill cried and cried and cried. She didn't even use a Vaseline to make her eyelids shine. I guess Christmas just came over her all at once, like a case of chills and fever. So she was crying. Well, it was the best Christmas pageant we ever had. Everybody said so, but nobody really knew why. When it was over, people stood around the lobby candy bags home with you?
No, thank you.
Empty?
No, but could I have this picture of Jesus from the classroom?
Of course. Boy, don't forget to take your hand back home.
It's a gift for the baby. You don't take back a gift. Now, whenever I think of Mary, I'm always going to think it looks a lot like Timothy. Sort of nervous, meanwhile, but ready to cooperate anyone who lays hands on her baby.
And the wise men are always with you, Leroy and his brother, bearing hair.
When we came out from church that night, it was cold and clear, with countryside afoot and bright stars overhead. And I thought about the Angel Lord Gladys with her skinny legs and her dirty sneakers sticking out from underneath, yelling at all of us everywhere. Hey! Unto you a child is born!
during our Christmas program this year. I wanted to give a special thanks to the people backstage that you didn't see. Rebecca Atkinson, and Easton Santos, and Rosie Atkinson. And thank you, Jackie Cradle, for helping with the sound tonight. And thank you again to Brianne and Tiger for directing. And thank Chichi for leading them in the music. So you're welcome to stay and enjoy some more desserts and mingle. Merry Christmas, everybody.